If you're undocumented or out of status in the United States, traveling can be very stressful. In this video, I'm going to address the key points that people that are currently undocumented or out of status are asking me about their travel inside the United States. So if this topic is of interest to you, I'll see you on the other side. Hello everybody, and welcome back to our immigration channel. This is a place where you get the most up-to-date immigration news, immigration information, and everything else that you need to make your immigration journey less stressful. My name is Jacob Sapochnick, and I'm an immigration attorney located in San Diego, California, and I help clients in all 50 states and all over the world. And in this video, I'm going to give you the best tips for somebody who is undocumented or somebody who overstayed their visa about traveling inside the United States and to the US territories. But before we do that, if you're here for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos, and also give us a big like so YouTube will be able to recommend this video to more people just like you. So traveling in the United States can be stressful and complicated as it is. But if you are undocumented or overstayed your visa, it could be even more stressful. And so in this video, I'm going to give you all the tips I can to make your process of traveling in the United States as somebody who has no visa or documented a little bit easier. So make sure you watch this video all the way until the end. Cover domestic flights, ground transportation, and traveling to US territories. So let's start with domestic flights, because most of the questions I get are about domestic flights, and many people that are undocumented and overstay their visas prefer to travel using domestic flights. In order to travel domestically, what you need to do is, first of all, present a valid ID. A valid ID is unexpired photo ID issued by the state or a federal government. The TSA will accept the following documents. Number one, state photo ID card. Number two, a state driver license. Number three, a military ID. Number four, a foreign passport. A foreign passport must be unexpired. Number five, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services EAD card, Employment Authorization Card. That's also accepted. Number six, trusted traveler cards like Nexus, Sentry, and Fast cards issued by the Department of Homeland Security. Number seven, border crossing cards. Number eight, Native American tribal ID cards. Number nine, airline or photo ID cards in compliance with the TSA regulations. Now remember, as far as we know today, if you're gonna plan on using your state ID card or a driving license after May of 2023, you're going to have to use what is called a real ID card, which is going to look like a federal issued driving license or a state ID card. And those cards, if you're undocumented or out of status, you're not going to be able to get those. However, you could still travel with your unexpired foreign passport. This is something that I wanted to mention because a lot of you are asking me that question as well. So how do you should prepare for your domestic flight? Have your ID card ready and make sure that when you book your flight, your name matches on the ID you're going to be using. If your name doesn't match on your ticket, the TSA officer is not going to be able to process your entry. They may have to call a supervisor, and it may alert the authorities to your undocumented or out of state or out of status. So make sure when you fly, everything matches, so there are going to be no issues. They're not going to have to do anything. They're just going to look at your ID, see it matches the name on your ticket, and you're going to be able to fly safely. Number two, secure your devices, your phone, your computer, your laptop, your iPads. The government is allowed to ask for your phone, to look at your phone, to look at your computer, but you're not required to give your password. So if they look at your phone and they ask for your password, you don't have to surrender your password. You can say, listen, this is my phone. You can look at my phone. You ask for the phone. I'm not giving you my password. So make sure you secure your phones so that I'm going to be able to easily open and look in your phone. Number three, develop a safety plan. Send your location to a friend or a family member for your travel. Make sure you have your documents in a safe place. Copy of your birth certificates, a copy of your passport for a friend or family member to be able to access in case you get detained. And always have the number of an immigration attorney ready for a family member or a friend in case you get detained, to be able to call the attorney to help you start the process of getting you released. Let's talk about public transportation, buses and trains. Now, during the Trump administration, we know that in many cases, buses were subject to searches at different checkpoints, and CBP officers were boarding trains and asking for people's documents. Now remember, while it's not customary for CBP agents to board buses and search, it can happen, and you need to know your rights. And in case a CBP officer boards your train or your bus, here's what you have to do. Number one, you have the right to remain silent. When in doubt, don't answer any questions about your citizenship or your legal status, and don't sign anything without a lawyer. Don't lie. Silence is better than lying. If you have a valid immigration papers, for example, let's say you're pending an extension because you're here as a tourist and you filed an extension, show them your extension. Don't give them fake documents. Don't tell them what is not true. If they want to search your bag, you can refuse the search unless they have a warrant, which in more cases they don't have. You do have the right to record a video of the immigration agents. If they're questioning you, if they're searching your bag, if they're becoming physically abusive, you can record them. It is your right. Now let's talk about traveling to US territories. If you're undocumented and you don't have DACA and you overstayed your visa, I do not recommend traveling to US territories. And the reason is because sometimes if the flight gets rerouted, you may find yourself outside of the United States and coming back may be problematic. So if I were you, until you fix your status, do not travel to US territories, even though it's still US soil. That is my personal opinion. So once again, hopefully the information in this video was helpful. We talked about domestic flights, we talked about transportation, we talked about some rights that you have. Make sure you save this video and share this with somebody that may need this. Once again, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. And if you're here for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our videos. And if you need my help with any of your immigration matters, text me 619-483-4549. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.